Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the Celebrate Columbus show powered by Johnson Wick Kemper Insurance. My name is Josh Burnett, and as you can see, we've got a special guest. I'm so excited to have him on the other side of the camera. He's one of my best friends and one of the most talented people in all of Columbus that I know, and this is Dustin Lowman from Redbridge Media. How you doing, man?
Great.
I know he's super excited to be on the other side of the camera. And just so you know this, and I've told everyone that I talk to that I ever do a video project with, everything that I've shot, edited, or planned, he has been a part of in some way. He is the brains behind everything that I get to do, and I thought it'd be really important and special as we're rebooting Celebrate Columbus to talk with him and just to learn a little bit more about Redbridge Media, because I think that he's got some amazing things that he could offer you, your business, your nonprofit, whatever it is. I know that he could help. So I'm excited to talk to Dustin Lowman today. So Dustin, I know this, and I want to make sure everybody else knows, you're more than just a video guy. You're a storyteller, you're a filmmaker. But can you tell us a little bit about your backstory of how you got into filmmaking and eventually to where we met?
Yeah, so filmmaking for me started when I was literally in kindergarten and The Lion King came out, and it was like mind-blowing that this could be a story, and Mufasa's death, I felt that. So I remember I walked outside from watching that, and I was like, I want to make a movie. And it was a very vivid memory that I have. And while I didn't always chase that when I was younger, to have that mindset of this is what I want to do, I think it was always just in the back of my mind. And then when I got into middle school, here at Northside, they had a stop motion little, I don't know what you call it, a setup at the school where you could come in and the class got to do different modules around the class, and that was one of them. And they had Gumby set up, and we got to do a stop motion with Gumby. And that was the first time I've ever wanted to come into school early, so I'd get there before school even opened just to go into that one room and do that one thing with that one camera. And then I started making skateboard videos. A lot of the early editing was like VCR to VCR, so we could put video on one and then copy to another VCR with music. Early editing was just pushing buttons and stop and start. And then I got into high school and they had an edit bay, and I went through like the Adobe boot camp and basically went from there with the resources that luckily the school had. Out of that, went to college. Went for graphic design and desktop publishing, and then from there it was out of college. I was like, man, I want to do this video stuff. I want to keep doing this. I want to do this filmmaking stuff. So I scrimped and saved. I bought a little mini DV camera that didn't even have a microphone input on it, so I put one on it. Back when Radio Shack, you could go and buy parts. I soldered one into it, and then I had a microphone, and then it was like the floodgates open. I could do whatever I wanted to do, and then went from there. Started working with a company up in Carmel with being a production manager with that. Got my, literally, that was where I'm going to say trial by fire was. So learned so many things through that company, and then started investing in myself. I think 2010, 11, I bought my first real production camera, and then started building up the kit. And I would literally stay in my apartment and make all these little videos of learning blocking, of character blocking, and learning basic cuts and stuff like that. Mostly just with myself and a camera talking to myself. And then sometimes I'd get stuffed animals in the camera and literally just, start moving the camera and seeing different angles and stuff, how the movies were made. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the way James Cameron learned this way. He went and literally said, hey, I want to make movies. Went to libraries and just self-taught himself how to do it. And now you have movies like Avatar that are just mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you have a drive to do it, I think no matter what it is in life, you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And now it's, years later, and I've made tons of passion projects. I've started a business with it. I have helped tons of people and told amazing stories through it. And now I'm luckily at the point now where I get to shift a little bit into the filmmaking side thing a little more. Yeah. So that passion, not only just paying the bills through it, but getting to actually get my feet, soaking wet in this. Just excited about it. So, it's been a long journey to get here, and now I'm just like ready to run.
So Dustin, I know you've done thousands of videos in, around, all over Indiana, specifically also here in Columbus. You've worked with businesses, nonprofits, you've also done short films, and recently you had something really special happen at Yes Fest. You had a short film, but also won an award. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so Yes Cinema, first off, is amazing, and it's the best theater around, and if you want to come get movies for a good price for the tickets, amazing price for tickets, and the best popcorn, this is the place to be, bar none. Also, they got these new laser projectors, which are like the best image you can get. Yeah, so with Yes Fest, which by the way, you guys should come every year, it's amazing. There's stuff you can't see anywhere else but here. Some of the stuff even goes on to like win Oscars, so you're seeing that before it gets the big screens, a lot of stuff. Yeah, so we produced a film for this one called Velveteen, which funny enough, one of my clients, Morgan Abel, which is a realtor, she auditioned for it and she nailed it. And she was in it. And we got to show it and we got a really good response with it. And then a surprise was on the first night of the festival, they had a kind of a private screening of one of the films, and they had an award with Diane Danner, which is one of the people that runs this whole thing and sets it up, which is huge. She literally puts in like all her time into this festival, and it wouldn't be the festival it is without her. So they jokingly said 1 year we're gonna make the Diane Danner Award, and they actually did it this year. And they invited me out, and I had no idea, and then they called my name out, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is surreal, because this doesn't happen for, you know, a little dude in, you know, Columbus, Indiana, making short films. So it was really exciting, and I'm really grateful for them. Not only for the people putting on the festival, but Yes Cinema in general, because we've had a few films play on the theater, and they're very supportive of local talent here. So I'm grateful to have them as a resource.
So I love your company name, Red Bridge Media, and I know that we're talking about filmmaking and short films and all of the future things, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But tell us about Red Bridge Media, because I know you and Rianne have a company that you guys do a lot of amazing work, and I'd love for people to know about it.
Yeah, so Red Bridge Media, when, a little bit of backstory, when I was living in Indianapolis, I lived there for about 7 years, out of college, I started a video production business, like we talked about before. And we moved back here when our son was born. So 2015, Red Bridge Media has been around now for a decade now, which is crazy how fast time flies. And we have worked with so many nonprofits in town. It started really small. A story about me and Josh is we worked with a client, and then they said, hey, you gotta talk to this Josh guy that does the Celebrate Columbus show. And then it was like Saturday, I sent him a message, and we filmed our first episode like that Sunday. And then we've made hundreds of these since then. So it's just wild. You never know who you're gonna meet and who's gonna link you up to somebody else that's just gonna change your life. So yeah, so Red Bridge Media, we work with a lot of nonprofits in town. We work with Yes Cinema, obviously. They're one of our, like I said, one of the sponsors that, or one of the clients that we have, that we work with sponsors with them, with managing their pre-show and stuff like that. And then other side of things is we work with a lot of organizations. We work with United Way, Sanssouci, shout out to Sanssouci. They let us shoot part of our Velveteen in their store, so it's another resource that we have that's awesome to have community partners like that. And we've worked with tons of companies and businesses, getting their message out, getting their story told, and being their like authentic self, which is really important, and just honing in on how we can help people, not only just with the video side of things, but making sure that their storytelling is very truthful and honest, and whenever you watch it, it's engaging. And that's kind of the goal for every client that we have.
So in addition to the work that you and your wife, Rianne, are doing with Red Bridge Media, talk about some of your future plans and things that we can look forward to.
Yeah, so first off, I'm gonna say anything that you've seen from Red Bridge Media, the back end of that, someone who's behind the scenes is Rianne, my wife, who's off camera over here. She manages all of the client relations. She does the marketing side of things. It is kind of we're a small team, and without her, this wouldn't even be a company. There'd be no way. So I would say between working with Rianne and being lucky to have my best friend as someone I'm in business with, the other side of it is the filmmaking that we're going into. This is an announcement, we did recently get funding for a film. It is a little bit of a departure from our, I'm going to say, happier stuff. It is going to be a horror film, a thriller horror film. So not really ghost or anything, but just more like a good thriller film that I think right now might be a story that needs to be told, and I think it's going to radiate with people. It may or may not show here. It would be adults only probably because it's a little bit of a darker theme. But that's where hopefully we're going to be going soon. And the dream would be get that on a streaming platform, and then take the short that we're going to make and do the feature out of that.
I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but I'd love for people to be able to see some of the different projects and work that you've done with Redbridge Media over the years.
Yeah, we've worked on documentaries, a lot of short films. It's mostly passion projects, and then a lot of organization films and videos we've worked with chiropractors, local nonprofits, car dealerships. Kind of anything we've done a project with. A lot of commercial work.
Law enforcement?
Oh yeah, law enforcement. Yeah, we got to hang out with Tony Stewart. That was fun. Got to film him ramping a truck at my camera, and that was a surreal day. Got to hang out with him for a little bit and ride in his sweet Ford Raptor, by the way. The thing's, if you don't know, watch it, the Columbus Police Department video. That first opening shot where he ramps, that was a fun day. And then we've done, like I said, documentary stuff. Went to DC for documentaries.
Done a lot of commercials for different businesses.
Yeah. We've done, it's countless. I don't even know how many we've done, in thousands. Just tons of projects with people. Just got done with the campaign video with United Way for their homeless campaign that they're running this year. And then a lot of Yes Cinema ads for sponsors of Yes Cinema. When you're in here, you'll probably see a popcorn commercial at the end of it, where a big piece of popcorn smashes in the ground. That was like just a passion project we did just for the theater. A lot of theater content. LCNFC, we've done tons of work with them.
Lincoln Central Neighborhood Family Center.
Yeah, we did a documentary about the home buyer program they have, where literally the C4 students design and build a house, and then they get a first-time home buyer to buy the house, which was a project they talked about, and I was there for like the first one that they did. And those are stories that when you tell them and you get to be part of them and you feel the emotion off of those projects, and it just fuels the fire for the next project.
So Dustin, I want to thank you so much for being on the Celebrate Columbus show with me. I think it's important for people who are sometimes maybe a little bit more comfortable being on the other side of things to be celebrated. You're one of my best friends, you're one of the most talented people I know, and I want Columbus to know that there are great people like Dustin and Rianne and Redbridge Media that you can work with here, right here in Columbus. So my question for you to end this is, how can we support you, Rianne, Redbridge Media moving forward?
Yeah, if you want to contact us, you can contact us through email at redbridgemediacolumbus@gmail.com. Also, Facebook, you can hit us up on Messenger. We're pretty quick to respond there. If you're interested in advertising at Yes Cinema on the big screen, we can kind of direct you where we need to go there too. So we can help you with that. And then movies, you can send me a message on Facebook, and I would love to chat with you about movies.
Awesome. Well, Columbus, thank you so much for watching this video, this Celebrate Columbus with Dustin from Redbridge Media. He is such an awesome resource that I know that you would love to work with, and so I hope you'll contact him, and we'll see you next time.